In the heart of Los Angeles, a ruthless game of cat and mouse unfolds as Sheila Carter Sharp, sensing with uncanny certainty that Luna Nozawa is still alive, zeroes in on Lee Finnegan with relentless obsession. From the moment Sheila's instincts whisper that Luna's pulse may yet flicker beneath layers of deception, every step Lee takes becomes a perilous gamble, and even the sanctuary of her own home seems riddled with hidden cameras and secret informants. Lee, once confident in the fortress she built around her new life, now moves like a hunted deer, glancing over her shoulder at every turn and clutching her phone with trembling fingers, certain that any moment could bring the crackle of Sheila's voice on the other end or the crash of her knife through Lee's carefully constructed barriers. As dusk falls over the city, Lee's composure begins to crack, the walls closing in, and she finds herself desperately seeking refuge in the one place she thought to be impenetrable, the residence she shares with Finn. Dr. John Finn Finnegan, already reeling from the shock of the day's emergencies at Forrester Creations' wellness event, is blissfully unaware of the storm gathering behind closed doors until, by sheer accident, he stumbles upon a hidden alcove deep within their sprawling estate. There, concealed behind a false wall and cloaked in the hush of medical machinery, lies a private intensive care unit where Luna Nozawa rests in a coma so profound that even her heartbeat seems to echo with the weight of secrets. The sight steals Finn's breath, tubes snake into Luna's frail body, monitors flicker with pale green light, and a photograph of Lee cradling the infant Luna smiles up at him from the bedside table. In that instant, Finn is thrust into a crucible of loyalty and ethics. Should he expose Lee's clandestine rescue of Luna, risking the legal and moral cataclysm that could uproot their family and destroy the fragile trust between husband and wife, or should he remain silent, guarding Lee's secret even as his own conscience screams for transparency? As dusk deepens into night, Finn paces outside the ICU door, torn between two irrevocable choices. On one hand, his oath as a doctor, his duty to protect life and truth, compels him to report the situation to the authorities. On the other, his love for Lee and the knowledge of the horrors Luna might face if she is returned to her biological parents, or worse, falls into the vengeful hands of Sheila, anchors him in silence. The weight of his dilemma presses down like the Los Angeles smog, heavy and unrelenting, and Finn finds himself questioning every memory they share. The late-night confessions, the promises whispered under starlit skies, the unbreakable bond he believed was forged in trust. With each heartbeat, the clock ticks closer to Sheila's inevitable discovery, and Finn realizes that whatever choice he makes will shatter the world around him. Meanwhile, Sheila Carter Sharp, cunning, relentless, and fueled by a thirst for retribution, has already set her plan into motion. Upon learning that Luna still breathes, she abandons all caution and dives headfirst into a personal hunt, gathering dossiers on every rival who ever dared send her to prison, each one now a potential pawn in her merciless game. Sheila's contacts in the underworld spring into action. Private investigators fan out across the city, paparazzi are bribed for surveillance photos of Lee and Finn's household, and underground networks buzz with whispered rumors of a secret child hidden behind the Forrester walls. Sheila herself prowls the shadowy corridors of power, meeting with corrupt officials who owe her favors, promising them influence and gratitude once she exacts her vengeance on those who betrayed her. By night, she stalks Lee's abandoned yacht moored at Marina del Rey, inspecting hull plates and engine logs for any signs of departure, convinced that Luna may have been smuggled onto the vessel for escape. By day, she infiltrates social events attended by Finn's colleagues, inserting planted questions about missing infants and secret adoptions, all the while sharpening the blade of her next move, the ultimate leverage. Unbeknownst to Sheila, Finn's internal struggle unfolds in parallel, each tick of the secret ICU's monitors echoing her own countdown to revelation. When Finn finally resolves to protect Luna and Lee, even if it means lying to his peers and manipulating hospital records, a tense alliance forms between husband and wife, built on fear as much as love. Lee, in her own panic, alternates between gratitude and fury at Finn's blind support. Shooting him looks that scorch with both relief and fury, knowing that every clandestine hour they buy is a step closer to Sheila's explosive entrance. Their whispered conversations behind locked doors pulse with urgency. Lee begs Finn to transfer Luna to a safer location, perhaps an undisclosed facility under a false name, while Finn battles with the moral implications of uprooting a comatose child from official medical oversight. Each decision carries the heavy scent of betrayal, of the law, of loved ones, of their own self-respect, and the walls of their marriage strain under the weight of their shared secret. As Sheila closes in, her strategy reveals its most chilling dimension. She intends to use Luna as a bargaining chip against every enemy who ever wronged her. From the moment Luna's life was miraculously spared, Sheila's mind has mapped out a ledger of debts owed, first Taylor Hayes for her betrayal, then Ridge Forrester for giving Sheila up to the authorities, followed by Bill Spencer, Eric Forrester, and any number of Forrester family members whose actions once sent her to prison. Luna, to Sheila, is not just an innocent child, but a weapon capable of reducing the most powerful families in Los Angeles to groveling supplicants. Sheila's vision is clear. She will reveal Luna's location to one enemy only if that enemy delivers the downfall of another, setting off a domino effect of blackmail and ruin that will leave her once mortified reputation towering over the ruins of those who dared stand in her path. In the midst of this cold calculus, Luna herself remains helpless and unconscious, a fragile soul at the center of a storm she cannot escape. Finn, now her silent guardian, watches over her every breath, his eyes haunted by the knowledge of what she means to Sheila's vendetta. Lee, too, hovers near the bedside, her maternal instincts at war with the fear of what might come if Luna is exposed. The ICU, once a place of healing, becomes a crucible where loyalties are tested and futures are wagered. Every heartbeat recorded on the monitors seems to shout a warning. Time is running out. Tensions reach a climax when Sheila finally pinpoints Luna's location through a series of encrypted communications she hacked from Lee's own devices. With a small team of mercenaries armed with tranquilizer darts and forged credentials, Sheila mounts her assault on the Forrester estate at midnight, storming the grounds with the precision of a military operation. Finn, alerted by the ICU's breach alarms, races down the corridor, adrenaline lending speed to his steps, as Lee shouts the password into her phone, hoping against hope that her secret defenses will hold. At the threshold of the ICU door, the final confrontation ignites. Sheila steps through the mist of flickering lights, her voice a venomous hiss as she demands Luna be handed over, while Finn steps between mother and hunter, his medical coat a flimsy shield against Sheila's wrath. In that explosive moment, every choice Finn made, every lie Lee told, and every secret they kept converges into a single point of no return. Luna's faint moan echoes through the room, a fragile plea for salvation that neither side can ignore. Sheila's grip falters as she hears that sound, proof that Luna lives and proof that her plan has succeeded in drawing her enemies together. Finn steels himself, eyes locking with Lee's in a silent vow they will protect Luna at any cost. And Sheila, with a triumphant smile that chills the air, knows that the real game is just beginning. In the shadows beyond the ICU, allies and adversaries alike prepare for the aftermath of this confrontation, understanding that the fallout will reshape loyalties, ignite fresh vendettas, and propel every character in the bold and the beautiful into uncharted territory, where love and survival hang in the balance, and where the line between hero and villain blurs with every breath. Fans of CBS's The Bold and the Beautiful can brace themselves for a storm of intrigue, romance, and deception as Sheila Carter Sharp inches ever closer to unraveling the secret Lee Finnegan has buried beneath layers of lies. Meanwhile, across the glittering waters of Italy, Nick Marone's romantic gambit to surprise Brooke Logan with a ring in hand spirals into chaos when his yacht, in dire need of overdue maintenance, abandons him at the worst possible moment. Forced to commandeer a stranger's car, Nick races against time to arrive at Capri's star-studded fashion gala, only to find himself squarely in the crosshairs of an incensed Eric Forrester, who brooks no rival for his daughter's affections, and later, a smoldering Ridge Forrester, who still claims Brooke's heart as his own. As tensions crackle like electricity under the Mediterranean sun, Brooke confronts Ridge with raw honesty, admitting she can no longer pretend her wounds have healed, confessing she is tired of the endless volley of emotions, and declaring enough, with a finality that shakes Ridge to his core. With her spirit battered and memories of Ridge flickering like fragile embers, Brooke allows herself to imagine a new life with Nick, and the two set off on a whirlwind odyssey along Italy's sun-kissed shores. But even paradise can prove treacherous. A misstep sends Brooke plunging into the turquoise depths, and as the world holds its breath, it is not Nick who dashes into the waves, but Ridge. Driven by something deeper than pride or jealousy, realizing in that heart-stopping instant that life without Brooke is unthinkable. His heroic rescue on those glittering currents rekindles an ancient spark between them, casting a shadow over Nick's earnest intentions and leaving Taylor Hayes to grapple with the fallout of yet another heartbreak in the Forrester-Logan saga. The ramifications of Ridge's daring feat promise to reshape alliances in Los Angeles. Bridge may find itself reborn amid the spray of the river's edge, forcing both Nick and Taylor to navigate the storm of their own emotions as they watch Brooke slip back into Ridge's protective embrace. Taylor, already wounded by her own entanglements with Nick, wonders if this latest twist will draw them closer in solidarity or drive an irrevocable wedge between them. And what of Hope Logan, who must steel herself against the unsettling return of Daphne Rose? Hope's journey toward healing could be thrown into tumult as Daphne's unexpected reappearance threatens to reopen old wounds and challenge the delicate balance Hope has fought so hard to achieve. Back in Los Angeles proper, the week of August 4th, 2025, will test the limits of every character's resolve. Sheila Carter Sharp, guided by her unerring instincts, will peer more deeply into Lee Finnegan's carefully constructed facade, suspecting that the key to Luna Nozawa's fate lies somewhere within Lee's hidden life. As Sheila's suspicion festers into obsession, she may deploy private investigators, tap phones, and even shadow Lee herself, desperate to unearth the truth of the comatose child rumored to be under Lee's clandestine care. When Sheila finally discovers that Lee has been sheltering Luna in secret, nursing her through a coma in an undisclosed medical haven, she faces a choice. Will she confront Lee directly, forging a tenuous alliance born of mutual fear? Or will she seize Luna as a pawn to blackmail every adversary who once sent her to prison, unleashing a new wave of vengeance that could engulf the Forrester and Logan dynasties alike? Meanwhile, as Steffi Forrester Finnegan absconds with the children for a respite from the mounting tension, Dr. John Finn Finnegan remains behind, his conscience torn asunder by the revelation of Luna's hidden sanctuary. Finn's investigation into the so-called miracle of Liam Spencer's miraculous recovery unfolds in tandem, each discovery raising the stakes and forcing Finn to question the ethics of interference in fate itself. His medical oath, his love for Lee, and his commitment to the truth swirl into a vortex of indecision. Should he expose Lee's secret care of Luna to protect the child, at the risk of unleashing Sheila's wrath and destroying his marriage? Or should he stand guard over the secret, risking his own integrity for the sake of family? As Finn grapples with this crucible, Grace Buckingham finds herself ensnared in her own web of missteps, an ill-advised comment here, a misplaced trust there, that threatened to unspool her professional reputation and draw her into the larger drama of Forrester intrigue. Each character stands on the edge of transformation. Brooke, reborn through peril. Ridge, awakened to his own vulnerability. Nick and Taylor, buffeted by heartbreak and hope. Hope, confronted by the specter of her past. Sheila, propelled by obsession into darker realms. Lee, balancing on a knife's edge of revelation. Finn, struggling to reconcile love and duty. Steffi, seeking refuge from the storm, and Grace, teetering on the brink of a professional unraveling. With every heartbeat, the bold and the beautiful hurdles forward into uncharted territory, where every secret risked, every rescue made, and every betrayal unleashed propels the characters toward an explosive convergence. Prepare for a summer of revelations, reawakened passions, and power plays that will redefine loyalties and alter destinies. Because in this world of glamour and guile, no secret stays buried forever and no heart remains untested.